Polow. Welcome to Vegetarianism, the noble way of living. Today, Max will show us how to prepare some traditional dishes from Iran.
Thank you. I just wanted to start from introducing two dishes. One is Shirin Polow in Persian. It is, in English, it is sweet rice. The second is Sabzi Polow, which is green rice. Also, we are going to have soup called Adasi, which is lentil soup. With that said, I would like to introduce the ingredients. First is sugar, about half a pound or a quarter of a pound of sugar. You can use white sugar or brown sugar. Then it is saffron, but in Farsi we call it saffron. Persian pistachios. Then we have it's a berry that we use in Iran called saffron. Then we have chopped almonds, onions, and the last item is the peeled orange skin and chopped into very tiny and strips of the orange peel. Also, we have dates, which is a sweetener that we are going to add to the whole decoration of the plate. With that, I start with first getting the rice prepared the night before. It's better to get it the night before so that it'll be soft. Soak it in the water and salt. And then leave it until the next day. And the next day you just strain the water and use the rice and put it in the boiled water with a little bit of salt, just a couple of spoonfuls of salt. And you let it boil until it is soft, but not too mushy. And you always strain the little bubbles on it. After it's boiled, the rice is ready. What you do, you just strain it and let the water run through it. So all of these bubbles that comes up on it, it will be strained. And this is basmati rice also. It's coming from India actually, but it was grown in Iran for many, many years. First, you got to let the water drain down after straining it and putting it in a bowl. Then what we are going to do is we are going to take pita breads and a little bit of oil. You're going to make the pot very hot. You put a little bit of olive oil and let it heat up a little bit, and with a little bit of salt. And we take the pita bread and make it flat. And you put it right on the oil without getting your hand burned. And when it gets a little bit tender, that bread, then we are going to put the rice over it. I'm just going to make it ready, and we take the spoon and flatten it a little bit and turn it over to cook the other side also.
So why do you put the pita bread and then you put the rice on top?
Good question. Good question.
Does the pita bread kind of soak the water from it?
Actually, pita bread is going to protect the rice from burning. So the bottom of it is not going to burn, but also it's going to be very crispy and tender. And this is called, in Persian, it's called tadig. Tadig means bottom of the pot. So, and rice is going to stick to the bread, and then when we take it off, we can take the bread and eat it without rice being burnt.
That is very creative.
Thank you. Well, let's put the rice. Just be careful a little bit. You just put it on the pita bread first before you put it on the oil. And after we put all of it in, we got to cover it. So what happens with that is steam cooks it. And makes it very, very fluffy. And the rice that I put in here was for 4 people. That means 4 cups. You got to leave at least 1 inch from the top of the rice to the cover that you're going to put so that that steam will cook it. What we do is we just take the spoon, we make a little hole in the middle of it so that all the moisture from the bottom comes up, heats up when we put the cover, so it cooks it better. And what we do is we just put the cover, we turn it down to minimum about minimum, and let it cook for about maybe 15 minutes. So usually it's better to open once maybe, just to check it to see if it is cooked. The other way to determine if it is cooked is by tapping moist finger on the side of it. If it makes a little squeaky sound, that means it's getting ready, and it's going to be ready in a few minutes. So that's actually old traditional way to test it without opening it. Wow. Okay. We leave it alone like this, and we go and prepare the other ingredients. You know this is dates, yeah, and it has a pit in it, right? Yeah. So we got to take the pit out, and we take the knife and slice it. Would you like to do that? Yes. Okay. We take this one. Perfect, perfect. Now what we are going to do next is we are going to take orange peel and sugar. We put the sugar in the water and we add the orange peel to it. But first the water got to boil, and the sugar, when we add it, we stir it a little bit and let it melt. Actually, a little bit.
Dissolve.
Dissolve, yes. And what we do, we just take this and gradually you stir it and let it dissolve and boil. A couple of times that you see bubble coming out, it's ready to put the orange peel in there. We are going to let it sit for a few minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes to boil with that sugar. And so what happens, sugar gets into the orange, and then when we use it on the rice, it'll be really sweet. We just take a little bit of orange, and you got to put it all at once in there so that, you know, all cooks at the same time. So while this is cooking, what we do is we got to stir it so that, you know, evenly all of them gets that sugar. And with the heat, the orange is going to open up a little bit the skin, and it's going to let sugar get into the orange. While that is being done, we're going to mix the almond with the pistachios. Yes. Then we're going to mix the berries. Now this berry is a little bit sour, but because of the orange that we are preparing, sweet, so it's going to make a very, very interesting taste after putting it on the rice. And we're going to go and check the rice. Ooh, getting ready. This is almost ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off. And now you see that steam coming out? Be very careful with that. Always open it with your face away, and the rice is ready. What we prepared was pistachio, almond, berries, all together. We're going to mix it with the rice. We just add a little bit to the top, and then we are going to mix it with the rice. We take a little bit of rice, you put it in here, just a plain rice, and you add the saffron. It's a powder. Saffron is prepared before as a powder, so you add that powder into hot water and let it sit for a few minutes, 5 minutes or so. So what we do, we just pour it on this and let it sit, that rice. And we let this soak for a few minutes. I'm going to mix the rice now, and a little bit more. And this is getting delicious right now.
Looks really good.
Now what we are going to do is we're going to add a little bit of this saffron on the top. You can make any design you like, you know, and when you take it to the to serve it, it will look really, really nice. Okay, and whatever left from that saffron you can also add to the whole pot and let that water evaporate from it, and that'll be it. So rice is ready.
It looks really pretty.
Thank you, thank you. And if in case the bottom is burned, to get that smell out of it, you take one slice of toast, toast it, and put it back into the pot, and you cover it. And that bread takes all of the smell away. And then you take the bread out, and then you serve it. It's like nothing happened.
Wow, that's really, really interesting.
It's tricky a little bit because it could burn. So after that, when you have the plate ready, you bring the orange peel, which is kind of cooked with the sugar. You just add it onto the top of the plate, to the pot that's ready to be served. And usually it's better to have a big plate to put all of the rice all together onto that big plate and then dressing it up. and you cover it a little bit for a few seconds so that the smell gets into the rice and stays really sweet and nice. And the onion was to be used with the rice, but it's optional. Now with that steam gone through this and taking that smell and sweetness into the rice, we take it and serve it. So what you do is you just mix it a little bit, and the decoration goes away, but it's gonna be delicious. You just take it and put it on the plate. Now, with this dish, you can have vegan beef, or you can have vegan chicken. We put it in the middle of the rice for 2 minutes and let it cook in there just to get tender, and then you serve it mixed all together. And what we do is we get dates, which is the favorite. Usually it's better to cut it very, very thin slice. So it's as thin as oranges in there. And you mix it with the rice. And you garnish it. And it's ready to eat. So what we are going to do is we are going to put this over here. And we are going to do the next dish.
Would you like to take a walk in the garden for a second?
Absolutely, I love that. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Please come back to join us tomorrow on Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living, as we learn how to make more unique Iranian cuisine. We'll also have a taste of all the different and delicious dishes we made. Yum! I can't wait! And now, please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for Between Master and Disciples, coming up next. Wishing you blossoming happiness in this new season of spring. Bye-bye for now!
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/veg.